Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are so glad that you could join us once again. It is now time for our English Flash News edition, in which we present a translated version of the Albanian news for our English-speaking listeners. In today's news, the plenary session, as usual, was marked with strong debate between the majority and the opposition. Today, the debates centered around the recent explosions here in Tirana. Prime Minister Edi Rama said that every opposition member that accuses him or his government of having connection to crime will be taken to court. He said, "The prosecution will investigate every accusation that you make. I will see this process through to the end, and if any of the accusations can be proven, I will resign. Whoever makes an accusation should take the responsibility to prove it. There is no country in Europe or the region in which the representatives of the people make such accusations and are not called upon by the prosecution to prove them." According to him, no one can commit slander without consequences. Mr. Rama said that the Democratic Party attitude about the attack against the family of Interior Minister Samir Tahiri is very embarrassing. In reply to the Prime Minister, the Democratic MP Edi Paloka asked him to take a drug test before making such declarations. The former Prime Minister, Sali Berisha, said that the attacks are direct revenge against the Interior Minister, Samir Tahiri. He said, "The explosion of 2 days ago was an act of revenge against Minister Tahiri, and this is something bad for the majority, for the opposition, for the society, and for the country as a whole. This has not happened before," said Berisha. The Interior Minister gave his assurance that none of these attacks will stop the fight against crime. "I will continue to do my duty," he said, "to provide security for the citizens. I do not have any reason, and I cannot find any reason, why we are not together in the fight against crime, and I do not have any way to force you. As I have my personal will and my strength, as well as the government's and the citizens' will to fight against crime, I am sure that this fight will continue. Nothing will make us stop this battle," said Tahiri. Another explosive package was found by the police this morning, once again attached to a bicycle. 1 kilogram of C4 attached to a bicycle was found near the school Petronina Larasi at around 4:51 in the morning. The authors had wrapped the C4 with 2 kilograms of nails and iron balls. The bomb had a telephone detonator, which would have been set off if the police had not intervened as they did. According to the experts, the consequences would have been fatal to many people. There was a phone call to the police department number 2 that prevented the next terrorist attack in the center of the capital, just a few meters away from the high school that has the highest number of students in Tirana. The police agents and the anti-mine experts first evacuated the area and then went to work deactivating the bomb. The explosive was tied into the basket of the bicycle, wrapped in nails and metal balls. The police sources said that the bicycle was there for 2 days, and its owner is unknown. The police are considering this to be another attempted terrorist attack. The experts are saying that this was a very serious threat, as if the bomb had been detonated, the nails and metal would have had catastrophic harm to all those around. The residents of the area say that they had no idea that they were in danger, but in the aftermath of the discovery, they feel very much terrorized. A special investigation group led by the Prosecution for Serious Crimes has been established for this event. There are suspicions that the author's aim is simply to create situations of terror and instability. The police took several people for questioning, and they gave explanations of their movements in the last 2 days. There is the distinct possibility that this event is linked to the attack on the Tahiri pharmacy and to the undetonated bomb near the bus station, just a short distance from where some of the Prime Minister's family live. The Democratic Party had strong accusations today against the Albanian Minister of Defense in connection to the deceased Major Feka. The Democratic Party said that they will request the establishment of an inquiry committee into the defense minister. The MP Genti Strazimiri said today in Parliament that he has sensitive information about the work of Mimi Koveli. He issued strong charges about the Minister of Defense on matters that he says are secrets of the state. For this reason, he asked the Democratic Parliament group to formulate its own inquiry commission. There were harsh debates between Strazimiri and Koveli concerning the case of Major Feka, who was killed while trafficking drugs not long ago. Strazimiri called the defense minister to give a report on the event, which took place in Spain a few days ago. In her reply, Minister Koveli pointed out that Major Sokol Feka had previous counts of leaving the country without permission during the years of 2005 through 2007. According to Koveli, the governing structures of the armed forces at the time did not investigate these suspicious activities and even promoted the man to major. She stated that the words of Strazimiri are entirely untrue. Thursday is the weekly parliamentary session, and today the session started a full 45 minutes late. The session was opened with comments from the MP Edouard Salami, who spoke about this issue of lateness. He said, "The session was supposed to start at 10 o'clock. It did not begin until 10:46. I have not attended any session that has started on time. Generally speaking, the minimum delay is 30 minutes. I would ask for your support in this matter. If we want to be taken seriously, this is a small but very important thing that we have to fix." The head of the Assembly, Ilir Meta, carefully listened to the criticism of his colleague, and then he responded that he will try to make sure that the problem is not repeated. He responded, "I agree with your observation. All the MPs are notified that the session will begin at 10 o'clock every Thursday. The delay has always come due to the lack of punctuality by the MPs. However, your remark is correct, and I think that we should reflect on this matter starting with the next session." The city buses began a 24-hour strike today, leaving most of the citizens without their usual means of transportation. This strike has caused difficulty for the transportation of many people, as well as heavy traffic congestion. The Workers' Union held a protest in front of the Tirana Municipality building, and they are asking for an increase of the bus ticket price. The operators of the city buses were not present in this protest, even though they have the most need of this price increase. The protesters said that they are protecting the interests of the owners of the companies. The increase of the ticket price is not their only request. The city transportation employees also expressed their discontent about their low salaries and the constant delay of their payment. In an email communication, the municipality of Tirana announced that it will encourage the city council to maintain the current price. The following is a portion of that email. The municipality of Tirana, taking into account the serious economic situation that the country is facing, including the increase of taxes and prices, cannot charge people an extra cost that will directly impact their daily lives. The City Hall has asked the operators to return to their public service, or else they will act according to the law. In this case, the City Hall has the power to revoke their operating licenses. The deadline for legalization has passed, and those citizens who have not declared their illegal constructions will no longer have the opportunity to get them legalized. The head of the Agency for Legalization, Urbanization, and Integration of Informal Areas, Artan Lame, said today that there will be no further changing of the deadline. He said that the citizens have had more than enough time to declare their illegal constructions. Lame said that there have been declarations of about 427,000 illegal buildings constructed over the last 22 years. The deadline to declare illegal constructions was the 31st of January of 2015, and then it was extended for a full month to give the citizens even more opportunity to legitimately get their properties legalized. The Ministry of Culture has not yet made a final decision on whether or not to approve or allow the power lines in the historic area of Coman. According to the Minister of Culture, Mirella Cumbaro, the process is continuing step by step in cooperation with the Institute of Archaeology and the specialists of the transmission operator. The issue in question is whether or not to avoid touching the historic area of Coman. In the presence of the Ambassador of Switzerland, representatives of the Albanian Development Fund, and the director of the National Photo Gallery have signed an agreement to establish the Marubi Museum. The project has a projected value of €80,000. That concludes our news for this evening. Thank you for watching. Please be with us again tomorrow at the same time for more Albanian news in English. Thanks, and have a wonderful evening.